Okay, let's go next to wow, I'm shell shocked by that. Let's go to Will from DC. Will from DC, you're on the air.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, hi. I wanted to speak, I guess, about the yeah, and
Sorry about you
I
cut
have
out right when you said the key thing. You want to speak about what?
the right wing media.
Oh, okay.
I think we all have relatives who, they're afraid of things that we sort of have difficulty comprehending. I guess I guess my question is, with COVID and a lot of what's going on with dangers of the virus and climate change,
Hmm.
how much do you think that the government is going to get better at, I guess, aligning what people are actually in danger from and what their fears are, I guess? Because when it comes to right wing propaganda, I know that, it's Rush Limbaugh's Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, with science being one of them, as something that's out to get you. With all the misinformation with COVID and everything that's going on, do you think that the government, sort of in terms of institutions and public awareness, is going to be a little more aggressive about trying to insert themselves into that loop, and try to subvert a lot of this misinformation that's going on about, you know I mean, there are people who are more afraid that, Antifa is going to hurt them than they're going to die of heart disease in their 60s, and obviously that's ridiculous.
So in other
But
words, it's like we know that people dramatically overstate how likely they are to be victims of a terrorist attack, but they dramatically understate how likely they are, for example, to get into a car accident, which is overwhelmingly more common.
exactly, and I
Yeah.
think that's one of the government's main functions, is to try to align our fears and from to what we're actually in danger of being harmed by. I,
Right. I
I I
mean,
think
listen, if as a country, and when I say that, I don't mean just some people. If 330 million people all understood the virus, for example, we would have way fewer deaths because people would be cooperating. If more people understood the risk from climate change, we would not have the politicization that we do as to what to do about climate change. I completely agree with you. I don't know how you change that narrative, because when you have such a weaponized disinformation propaganda network of channels, combined with educational issues, combined with partisanship used to raise money. I don't know how you start doing it, but I'm completely on board with you as far as identifying the problem, that people misjudge the risks. They over and understate the risks in different areas in ways that are counterproductive.
absolutely. I guess, do you think the Biden administration is going to maybe have government institutions that are more proactive about public awareness about this kind of
I
stuff?
hope so. I mean, listen, their first big test will be the virus. Fauci's going to be working with Biden, and he's bringing in a coronavirus sort of chief or czar, Jeff Zients, I think his name is. I forget his name exactly. And he's going to ask for 100 days of mask wearing, and he's going to oversee the vaccine distribution. That'll be the first test. Let's check in April 15th and see how it's going.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate your comment.
my pleasure. Great to hear from you.